CMO Weekly, Frank Cooper, Visa CMO. Let's get into it.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Frank, your upbringing. Tell me about it, because I feel like the way that you were raised or what you were exposed to as a child somehow, some way influences.
It's funny.
Because and I was saying before, you didn't aspire, I don't think, to become the CMO of Visa.
No.
When you were a kid. No. But you can now look back and think about, like, what was that moment that you think got you here?
Yeah. And first of all, good to see you.
Likewise.
Always good to have a conversation. I don't think it was a moment. When I look back, and I didn't really think about this as I was growing up, but now I look back, it seems obvious to me. So there are probably three key influences on me as I was growing up. Number one, my mom's family, all preachers and teachers, all of them. Like, big churches, or they're teaching, and that's what, and there's a little bit of that kind of in my DNA in terms of like wanting to share things, wanting to learn, wanting to kind of continually kind of push the boundaries in terms of knowledge, and so that's one piece of it. My dad's family, not necessarily formally trained, most of them, but all inventors.
Oh.
All of them have patents.
Wow.
All of them have. My dad had, his garage was filled with every sort of, from ham radios to creating a computer, right? So it's like it's a thing, and so and he did have some patents and did kind of work in engineering, so that was his thing, and so that affected me more than I thought, because I saw it was just there all the time. And then the third person was my uncle, and he was he was a promoter, but mostly concerts. He was doing concert promotion in the Bay Area in San Francisco, and he was bringing in mostly soul and R&B acts at the time, like a Tina Turner and Al Green and even Marvin Gaye and those guys. And then he had a record label that he had adjacent to that, and so it was close to entertainment. And if you look at kind of what my career has been and the things that have energized me, it has been the intersection of entertainment and technology, and this desire to kind of keep learning and building and expanding our understanding of each other and the world. And so those three things come together. I had not really thought a lot about it, but those are the three kind of foundational influences for me.
Wow. Yeah, you don't realize until like now that like it was just living, right?
That's right.
You were around your dad. I was around my dad. I was hanging onto his pant leg, right? You're like a sponge. You just take it in, and the brain just processes it, and you're like, oh, you learn just by osmosis.
And it's funny, right? When you were hanging around your dad, you weren't thinking about, oh, I'm learning, I'm building. It's like, I'm just hanging out with my dad.
No,
it's like it's kind of cool. And
I was also like, why is he making me cut the grass? Do all the hard things, right?
By the way, the cut the grass thing for me was horrible, because I have allergies, and so I was cutting the grass, eyes closing up, man. I was like, this is like the worst day possible. But still a good lesson.
Totally. When I think about your childhood, it sounds like curiosity, but also entrepreneurship. I know you had a stint being an entrepreneur with UBO. Talk me through like that thought process, because was that right after law school? Like, I would say this leans more on my uncle's side, concert promoter and things like that. I've always done entrepreneurial things, always. In San Francisco, second grade, I set up in our garage they used to have these 16 millimeter cameras and or projectors actually. And so I set up like a mini movie theater, charged people some money to come in and watch. Only had 2 movies though, so it wasn't that good. You don't have to say what kind of movies.
Exactly. No, exactly. No, it wasn't that. And so so I was doing that, and then throughout I was always doing something entrepreneurial. Kind of music labels, music groups, and so I did that throughout college. And so even when I'm here at Visa, I look at it as an entrepreneurial opportunity within a major company. And the thing that has been, I guess, the best release for me in this kind of entrepreneurial spirit has been that I've tried to find industries that are undergoing massive change and a leadership team that actually wants to lead that change. If we were an industry where people are like, no, we got this figured out, and all you need to do is run this play, and we'll keep growing at this rate, and everything's going to be good, it'd be frustrating for me. But when it's undergoing massive change, everyone's trying to figure it out. It's an entrepreneurial thing. Like, how is it changing? How fast is it changing? How do we plug into it? What's the new value propositions? How do we communicate this? That to me is all kind of an entrepreneurial spirit. And so the outcomes look different because, and the risk is different. But the mindset and the activity, I think, is the same.
What is it that you think was the catalyst for you that said, oh yeah, Visa is the one that's going to be that one where I could tap in to my entrepreneurial spirit versus any others?
That's a great question. I mean, it's a couple things. So number one, Visa for me kind of brought together all the experiences that I've had. So financial services, so I was at BlackRock, and so Visa and the payments category of financial services, I like that area because in culture right now, I feel like it's been a while now, but money and people's relationship with money and their understanding of money is a deep cultural thing right now, and it's an important piece of kind of shaping people's lives. And so that was one piece of it. The B2B side of it, and so having clients, I like that piece of it. Visa has that component in the Visa in our marketing department. We have marketing services. We actually serve as an agency to clients, but also it has that more traditional cultural side to it. Also, we're deep in sports. FIFA sponsors FIFA Men's and Women's World Cup. We are sponsors of the Olympics and the Paralympic Games. The NFL, and so, and we have this opportunity, I think, to go into other spaces like music and video gaming and other areas where I think we can make a big difference. Bringing those things together for me was really important. So that's kind of like one key part of it. Second part is the payments industry has probably changed more in the past 4 years than it has in the past 50 years, right? And that exponential change, I think, is going to continue. And so there's an opportunity to be entrepreneurial. And then it's the culture of Visa. The cool thing about Visa is you go back to 1958 when Dee Hock, founded Visa, kind of bringing together all these banks. But really what's important is this logic of this physical card that people later started calling the credit card, this universal credit card, is not even about the card itself. It's not even about credit. It's about digital money. Money being translated into the digital form and creating something that's an access device to anything of value on the other end. Like that was the idea of it. And I'm like, wow, that's like an amazing concept because anything of value could be on the other end of that. It doesn't have to be fiat currency. It can be cryptocurrency. It could be accessories on a video gaming platform. Anything of value that you want to exchange, we could be a part of that. And so I feel like we're just at the tip of the iceberg of those possibilities. And so if you have an entrepreneurial spirit, what an amazing place to be. An amazing industry to be in, but also an amazing place to be because Visa wants to lead that change.
And you talk a lot about culture. You mentioned a few big things, FIFA, NFL, Olympics.
Yeah.
Define culture. How would you define culture? Is that culture?
Yeah. So for me, I don't define culture by any particular vertical or any particular kind of lifestyle element. Yes, music is culture, but culture is bigger than that. To me, at the deepest level, culture is about shared values, shared worldviews, shared aspirations. It's the things that people have inside of them that they share with others that have something similar inside of them. The external expression of that can be commerce or technology or institutions, et cetera, but it's that internal thing. And when people have that shared view, they then start forming groups. And when the groups get big enough, it becomes a thing we call culture. And so that's how I see it. And so the Olympics and FIFA and NFL, it's part of sports culture, for sure. But it's not the only type of culture that you can tap into.
So is FIFA, because it's just I'd say it's interwoven into the culture of the entire world.
Yes.
It's one of the few things.
Yeah.
I think the reason we started our company is because fortune cookies are also just interwoven into American culture and in cultures in many other countries.
Yeah.
And it has that same emotionality at scale.
Yeah.
FIFA has scale.
Yeah.
Right? But then when I think about like, okay, when brands do, say, an NBA jersey patch for one team, right?
Yeah.
Is that tapping into culture? Or do you have to do a deal with the NBA in order to tap into culture, right? Because I don't know, doing one team and you sponsor, the jersey patch of one market, you're tapping into that market's culture and whatever that team stands for, but is it culture?
So I would separate two things. I mean, so the cultural side of it is like how we want to define culture, big or small. There's that shared values that happens, and for a company like Visa, scale matters, and so we tend to follow the scale culture. So FIFA or global football is a critical part of that for sure. The second piece though is, so if you are tapping into a sponsorship and you want to become part of culture, you have to make a decision. And so, and you know this very well, historically a lot of brands, they were happy to be adjacent to culture, adjacent to the thing that actually really mattered. And they hope that, hey, there's a halo effect from it. So it's like, if I can stand next to the celebrity, my brand will get a halo effect from it. Or next to this league, my brand will get a halo effect from that.
You don't believe that?
I believe there's very little value in that. Very little value. I think the value happens when you become either you're curating or you're creating within that connection, in that partnership. So you're like, I'm gonna make the fan experience better. So let me weed out some of the stuff for you and make it easier for you to see. Or I'll make the fan experience better because I'm going to create something that you haven't seen before. A piece of content, an experience, a connection point, a new platform that you can interact with. Gamify being a fan itself. I can do. It's a bunch of stuff you can do. Then you're starting. Now you're cooking because now you're like, okay, I'm giving to the culture, as opposed to purely extracting from it.
It's almost like taking an NBA jersey patch and saying to whatever team, yes, we'll do this deal, but I need an NFC chip inside the Visa logo, and every time they go to a game, they could go buy something at the store with that, and that's connected to their Visa card.
That's exactly right.
So integrated.
That's exactly right. That's a good idea. Or I'll tie it to my rewards program, and so hey, in every game, you can go buy something with it, and you'll get discounts, but one person in here is also going to get a major prize.
Yes.
Or you might get a major experience, some access to something.
Yes.
So now you're doing something that actually matters.
Yes.
And it's not just about, did I get an impression? Did someone see it? And by the way, I'm not dissing the whole idea of impressions. If your brand needs awareness, get the impressions, and it's good. But you're going to move quickly from this awareness need to, is it relevant? And the relevancy is not only in the category that you're in, payments or hospitality, whatever it is, it's also the cultural relevancy, and those two things have to be connected. Are you important in this category, but are you important in my life? The category is the industry, my life is the culture. And
F1, can you talk to some of the specifics of how it's so integrated? It's not just a logo.
Yeah.
And
I love F1, and I'm new to this whole phenomenon of Formula One. And we have the Red Bull racing team, and of course the Visa Cash App Red Bull team, and of course we're on the car, and there's visibility on the car itself, and I think that's great, and it's beautiful, and we're part of the livery, and so the new designs that come out to me. It's artistic. It really is, and they do it so well. And for us to be a part of that, I really love. Having a connection to the drivers matters a lot. But what we're trying to do in social is really interesting to me. We launched something today. I think it's called Take Your Driver to Work Day, and we're doing it in the UK. And so Liam and Isaac, drivers are coming into the office. It's like as if they're workers. They're getting a badge, and so.
and it's resonating because we're not scripting it. It's like, come into the office and like, what would it be like for you to come into the office?
They're being them. Authentic.
Exactly right. And so,
are they driving the F1 car into the office?
No, I wish I could do that. Yeah.
That's a great content.
They wouldn't let us do that. But,
it's not street legal.
Exactly. But it's that kind of thing, like just being able to tap into what is happening in social and connecting it back to the property. Again, I think we add value to the fan experience through that. And so, but we're also adding value to the athlete experience.
How?
So if you're, we'll stay with F1 for a second. If you're an F1 driver and you got these obligations and you look at it, it's like, okay, I gotta go do this shoot. So I'll go do it. How much time do I got? You punch in, you punch out. But if you're an F1 driver and you love social, and you feel like this is something that you would naturally do, and you actually enjoy doing it, that adds value. We did something we did Visa Live at La Louvre, right? So we got this whole Visa Live platform. We did it at La Louvre with Post Malone and Ira Starr, and and what Post said on stage for me is the ultimate thing. It was like, hey, I can't even believe that I'm here performing. I didn't think I would ever be, at the Louvre performing. This is like a dream to me, And so it added value to his experience, and then the fans who, especially those who were there, they're like, we'd never seen anything like it. It added value to their experiences. So I think you can do both.
Visa made it happen.
And Visa made it happen.
How do you remind them that Visa made it happen?
In this one is a little bit easier because we called it Visa Live. And we have to repeat it, Visa Live at La Louvre.
Yeah.
And then of course extending it on social, and I didn't think we even had to go heavy on branding. Like I didn't have to put Visa all around. Everyone else reminded people that that Visa did it, and the way they got access to it was through Visa, and the way you can actually continue to get access through it was through Visa. And if I could repeat that, it becomes a thing. Visa Live becomes a thing. If I can repeat that special kind of live connection, and then hopefully I won't have to remind anyone because it'll be part of the culture.
Yeah, it just becomes ingrained.
Exactly right. Exactly.
So you're trying to create your own experiences in this case, as opposed to just slapping a logo on an already existing sort of concert series or
100%.
Yeah.
But the way I think about it though is it's not just hey, let me go and create my own thing. It's more of and by the way, I have a great team. And so I'm saying me, but it's my team I'm really, really proud of this team. But we look for structural gaps. Are there gaps in the ecosystem? So if you look at music, you say, okay, are there gaps in the music ecosystem? Well, here's one gap. Right now, we have increasingly large venues where artists are performing, either a big festival or a big stadium, and that's a great experience and it's unique in and of itself, right? Because you're with a lot of people and there's energy with that. But seeing an artist in an intimate setting is really hard. It's hard to find it, but it's so different too.
Yes.
It's a special thing. That's a gap, right, in the music ecosystem. And so if you start to find these gaps in the ecosystem, that's where the cultural currency is. Yeah.
Swinging into music. I mean, I used to love when you hear about artists, big artists, just randomly popping up, right?
Yeah.
At bars or
that's right.
In the Hamptons, I know they pop up at
Stevens Talkhouse.
Ed Sheeran will pop in, and that is an unforgettable moment for the rest of your life.
That's right.
Especially if you weren't anticipating it.
That's right.
But I guarantee people are still talking about the event at the Louvre.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
And so how do you create, did they know Post was coming? Did they know these people? How do you, that's so fascinating to me, how you recreate that surprise and delight factor.
Yeah.
Where they're holy, I'll never forget this thing.
Yeah. And this what makes it difficult. So it was not so much a surprise hey, we're going to do a concert at the Louvre and surprise is Post Malone. It's no, we're going to do Post Malone at the Louvre, and we're going to do Ira Starr kind of opening for him at La Louvre. It's great. What made it special is that no one thought you could do that at La Louvre, and so are there other environments where you could actually have that kind of special meaning, deeper meaning beyond just the kind of hey, it's a cool location. There's some meaning beneath it, and it doesn't have to be fancy. You and I were talking earlier. Tiny Desk is really interesting to me. Why I love Tiny Desk. I love it.
Yeah.
Right. And so what I love about it is that it's stripped down,
right? And so like if you got an artist that's coming into Tiny Desk, you better be able to sing. You better be able to like deliver.
Oh yeah.
And then when you hear them deliver in that setting, you're like, oh my God, I forgot. You guys are that talented with all the polish and all the, the loud sounds of the speaker. It's like you're there. And,
yes.
And Colors Out of Berlin. It's a similar thing with the mic just hanging down and you're in a singular room.
Yeah.
And so, so are there environments that allow you to experience artists in a way that's fundamentally different than what we're seeing nowadays? Those are the gaps I'm talking about.
Do you think you're gonna start creating those environments, or TBD?
We're coming. We're coming again. Stay tuned. We got something. I think the next one's gonna be really special too. Actually, it's happening this year, later this year. Yeah.
Cool. How much time? What time are we at?
It's 1:35.
Oh, so we're at 35 minutes right now, or ish. Okay. I'm just gonna rattle off a few. How is it?
Perfect. You guys are killing it.
Oh yeah.
I want to get into the B to AI.
Oh, okay.
Because I think you need to copyright that shit because I never heard it before. I was telling Connor.
I love that.
Hurry.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't know about that. I get the concept right at a high level, but like B to AI.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
So, I mean, everyone always talks about B2C, business to consumer. And then they talk about B2B, business to business, and sometimes they talk about B2B2C, business to business to consumer. Mm-hmm. And in all those cases, you're really working back. You're working back from understanding the consumer so that you can deliver for your business, or you're understanding a client so you can deliver for your business. AI is different because you're now not necessarily dealing with a human being on the other side. It might be a digital assistant, or it might be an agent. And now you have to understand how that base kind of can serve your business, and it's different. So if I'm dealing with agents and they're shopping on behalf of consumers, it's no longer like, oh, can I get a kind of a page rank, that would give me put me at the top of the search? It won't work. It's going to require you to have product catalogs. It's going to require you to be part of the conversation in a much deeper way. So when the agent goes searching, you're in the data directory that the agent is searching for. It's a different way of approaching it. And so B to AI it's the same concept, but you're working back from AI to serve the business. And so I think that marketers and business people in general have to rethink their approach to connecting to people as AI becomes much more of a dominant force in especially the shopping and payment experience.
Yeah, but it's not so obvious right now, I don't think, to the consumer how marketers are playing in AI.
Yeah.
And if they are, they're doing it really well and organically because
you don't see it.
You don't see it.
Exactly.
If it's there, amazing. Yeah. But how are they going to get more involved? I get it. Like, you could slap a banner ad on there. Is it native looking content? Like, what is it going to look like, you think, going forward? So look,
I think most people when they hear AI marketing, they think of Gen AI and content development.
Yeah.
And so like, oh, can you develop an ad? And so okay, great. So some of that will happen.
I type in, I'm looking for a new car, and you get served up a Lexus ad.
Exactly.
Because Lexus paid.
Exactly. But you think about the full spectrum of marketing. Like so start with research and insights.
Yeah.
AI can summarize your research reports. AI can help you generate surveys better. AI can actually help you target your consumer more effectively. So it sits there for sure. Search. We all know, search is going to change. I think page rankings will matter less and less and less. Even now, like if you Google something, most people are starting to look at the AI generated response, which is just an answer, not a bunch of links. It's the answer. And so, the question is how does a brand, or a product owner, get into that conclusion that the agent's reaching? You got to talk to the agent, and increasingly, I think what you're going to see is brands are going to start building their own agents that will interact with consumer agents. We're not there yet, but in the meantime, at least be part of the data structure that the agents are using to give you the answer. And so that's how I see it. But you keep going across all the spectrum of marketing. The way we measure AI is going to affect that.
the way we search, AI is certainly going to affect that. The way we produce content, AI will affect that. But I'm a deep believer in that it's not even about using AI as a tool. It's about working with AI. So the human's always in the loop the human's always in the loop from my perspective. And so, so if you're working with AI, it's more of a thought partner than someone actually delivering you the final answer or the final product. It's helping to elevate your thinking. And if we get that right, I think we can enter a whole new, it could be a renaissance for creativity. Because then you're not like saying, hey, AI, create a film for me about an alien that comes down to Earth and meets a child and befriends the child. They have some kind of conflict. The conflict gets resolved. I need it to be 90 minutes. Produce the film for me. That's like the lazy AI approach, which I think goes nowhere. And if you want a bunch of slop or B films in this case, good for you. But someone else is going to say, like, I'm working on this film. I have this idea. Now I'm trying to work through something that's like different, So the alien meets the kid, but the standard thing is that the parents somehow have a conflict. I want to do something different. Has anyone done anything around the kid becomes the leader and the alien follows? You can flip the script, but it becomes a thought partner, so that your brain is not shutting down, your creativity is not shutting down. It potentially can expand your creativity. And to me, that's the promise of it. There's a dark side to it for sure, but if we can get that piece right, where the human's in the loop and the human's using AI, is working with AI as a thought partner, I think then things get really interesting.
How do you see payments actually getting more integrated into AI from a consumer-facing standpoint?
Well, I think agentic commerce. We dropped a bunch of products around this. Agent-based commerce is going to be a real thing. I want my agent right now to shop for me because my wife's birthday is coming up, and it'd be really good. It'd be really good if my agent could kick in right now, because I only have a few more days. I have a couple more weeks. It could kick in right now and say, like, I have a list of things.
Yeah.
And then if I ignore that list, it goes and buys it and then delivers it. And I'd be very happy about that. And so I think agent-based commerce is going to get better and better and better. And our influencing the payment options that the agent uses, I think is going to be really critical for us.
Would you tell Nina you used AI?
I would.
Really?
But I wouldn't say that, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't say like, hey, what was your gift? Because I know the agent bought it for you. I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, hey, I was thinking about the things that you love.
Yeah.
And all the things that you have. And I was trying to find the gap. So I went to AI and said, like, she loves the color orange and she loves this and that. And it was really helpful. But in the end, I made the decision.
Got it.
Yeah.
But at what point is Visa going to make that transaction? Or will that transaction just automatically happen on Visa?
No one knows how that's going to play out exactly.
Yeah.
But I will say that if the agent becomes autonomous in terms of selecting the actual payment, then we have to be able to feed into then things like the fact that we're the most secure becomes important. The most accepted becomes important. We have the least amount of fraud. We have the best technology. That we've been using AI as part of our technology to help predict problems.
Yes.
Then all that becomes even more important, I think. And so, and I think that feeds into it. But we'll see. We have under the banner of Visa Intelligent Commerce, we're launching a bunch of products that address agentic commerce. And so, so again, I think we're going to be at the forefront of the change that's happening.
All right, I have a bunch of last quick hits. I pulled a few of our mutual friends. Got some good ones.
Oh my God, this is gonna be scary.
Not scary. I'll only give the PG ones.
Okay.
Great fun fact.
Yeah.
Who wins in a one-on-one game? You or Barack Obama?
Oh my God. Well, this is factual, so I win for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah. Okay. is pre-presidency or post-presidency? So pre-presidency, I win for sure. We played 3 times a week.
Post-presidency, that doesn't matter. He's tired.
But also, you can't touch them. Secret Service is like they're like like you can't hand check them or anything.
Back them down.
You can, none of that, right? But no, pre-presidency, I think I win.
Yeah?
Yeah. I used to be able to play. Not anymore. Though.
You don't play anymore?
Not at all. Yeah, not at all.
You watch.
Save my kid. Oh, I love basketball. It's my favorite sport. Yeah, I love the game.
Have to ask this one. You've opened many fortune cookies before.
Yeah.
Can you remember one that like really hit home with you? A, and then B, if you could write one that would hit and reach 1 billion people, what would you say? It could be a saying, it could be a quote, it could be a philosophy that you believe in, but it's going to reach a lot of people.
So I don't remember a specific fortune cookie that opened. I do remember this, that if I open a fortune cookie and I read the fortune and I don't like it, I just open more until I find the one I like.
All right.
But most of them now have been, there's at least an optimistic twist to it.
Yeah.
There was a time where they would mix in a little more ominous notes.
Yes.
I see that less and less now. So most of my open up, it's an optimistic spin, and so I love that piece of it.
Yes.
If I had one that I would want to share in a fortune cookie,
with the entire world.
With the entire world, it would be, you deserve to become the person you want to be. You deserve to become the person you want to be. I think we're in a moment in time where it's harder and harder to figure out, like, who do I want to become? Jobs are not the same anymore. You don't have a lifetime career at one place anymore. And so identifying, like, who do I want to become? That's why I think a lot of people say, I'll become a creator. It's like, well, what does that mean exactly? But I think people deserve, first and foremost, to kind of find in themselves the thing that will energize them and that will fulfill them. And they shouldn't be distracted from that as a ultimate goal. And so for me, you deserve to become the person you want to become. Yeah.
Love that. Thanks, man.
Always good to see you, man. Yeah,
Likewise.
I appreciate you, man. Seriously. Yeah.